Hello, very warm welcome to Monday night Brixton at Ephra Space here, where we do our community meditation together and kind of support each other in our meditation. Tonight I want to dedicate tonight to my auntie Ellen, who I spoke to this morning. She's in her last days and she's a very, very good woman. So I was just very, very moved to talk to her this morning. So I just wanted to dedicate tonight to Ellen. So my name's Martin. If you don't know me, I'm an Alden member here at Brixton, and with the True Ratner Buddhist organisation and teach here at Brixton. Delighted here to be with Lisa tonight and Jack. And so that's who's down here. Be good to know who's out there. So if you just drop your name into the chat, that'd be great. And I can say hello to you in a little bit. Okay, so tonight, as always, we're going to have this two-part evening. We've got this two meditations. We've got a talk about resistance in meditation, getting in the way of energy, and we've got also these meditations and a talk. So, and then in the second half, there'll be a chance to discuss all of that in a kind of friendly context in the discussion lounge. So we're into the fourth week now. If you've been following, we're into the fourth week. If you haven't been following, it's absolutely fine. You can catch up on the YouTube channel. The series is called What We Really Want and What's Getting in the Way. And I suppose there's kind of outline all these positive states of mind that we want to inhabit. They kind of shade into each other, but they have their own characteristics: happiness, contentment, energy. We can kind of like identify that in our experience. And in the same way, those things that are getting in the way, those kind of limited, painful states of mind, they have kind of overlap, but they also have something distinct that we can recognise and bring mindfulness to. And something about the magic of bringing mindfulness to them and employing and kind of becoming familiar with those traits in our mind, help us to, in a way, loosen their kind of grip on the mind, so that we're more likely to get into these states that we want to be getting into. So awareness is revolutionary. That's the point that we're going to keep bringing. Awareness is revolutionary. So last week we looked at what did we look at last week? Contentment, and what was getting in the way of contentment. Before that, we looked at love, what was getting in the way of that. And tonight we'll be looking at energy, and it's what gets in the way of energy, and we'll really explore that for ourselves, see if we find that to be familiar in our own experiences. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. So I'll just pass over to you now, Lisa.
Okay, welcome everyone. It's lovely to be here. And like Mike Tanawa said, please do let us know you're here. So I'm really looking forward to finding out who's on the other side of the camera too. So let's start off with a short period of body awareness, just to help us arrive in the space. So what I'll do is that I'll guide us through a 3-step breathing space, which is just a really simple way which we can just use at any time of the day, really, just to help us step out of what we're normally doing and tune into ourselves and just hopefully find a bit more spacious awareness. So we'll have a go at that now. So if you find a comfortable sitting posture, and if you feel okay to do so, then perhaps gently closing your eyes. And just starting off just by paying attention to the lower part of your body and just feeling the contact with the floor. So as best you can, just trying to let gravity just draw your lower body into the floor, developing the sense of groundedness, just letting go. And as well as trying to be at as ease as we can be. We're also trying to be alert as well. Trying to embody an attitude of being present, of showing up for the practice. So bringing our attention to our upper body then, seeing if we can get a sense of uplift, so gently reaching up with your spine, so not straining, not tensing, just gently allowing your spine to draw upwards. And letting any tension you sense let go, so letting your shoulders roll down. Just allowing your hands and arms just to hang loose. And tucking in your chin gently. Just allowing the back of your neck to open up. And in the first stage of the breathing space, all we're trying to do is to bring awareness to what's currently going on for us right now. So noticing, what do we feel like in our bodies right now? What sensations are here? Whether the sensations are pleasant or unpleasant or neutral, that's okay. We're not trying to judge our sensations as best we can, not judging them. We're just trying to tune into our experience, whatever it is. So noticing any physical feelings in our body. Perhaps tuning into our energies as well. Noticing parts of our body perhaps where we don't feel much energy, where we might sense lethargy, or weariness, or even numbness. And then noticing any other areas where we feel more alive. We might feel a tingling, or warmth, or pulsing, or fizzing. And again, whatever we notice, that's absolutely fine. As best we can, bring in a friendly curiosity to our experience. Trying to tune into this revolutionary awareness. Just being present to whatever's here. Noticing any emotions that are here as well. If we don't feel much at the moment, and perhaps just trying to gauge what's the tone of our experience right now. Is it pleasant? Is it unpleasant? Is it neutral? Nothing much? Again, just bringing this friendly curiosity to whatever's showing up for us. Bringing our thoughts into awareness as well. Just noticing what's running in and running out of our minds. Try not to get caught up in them. Just observing. Now moving on to the second stage of the breathing space, gathering our awareness around the breath. So dropping down now right into the pit of the stomach, allowing our attention to rest here for a while, gathering it around the breath moving in and out of the stomach. So noticing the stretching of the abdominal wall as we breathe in, and then the falling away of the abdominal wall as we breathe out. Trying to change our breath. How we're breathing is fine, it's keeping us alive. Just being aware of it. And if you become distracted, you realise that you're not focusing on the breath anymore, and that's fine too. Just remind yourself that that's what our minds do, they jump around all the time. You're aware of that, that's great, you're back in awareness. So you can just come back again to your breathing. Noticing the different sensations as you breathe in and the different sensations as you breathe out. Perhaps tuning into the different flow of energy of the in-breath and the out-breath. You may notice a sense of uplift as you breathe in. Sense of your energies rising. You may notice as you breathe out that there's a sense of letting go. But whatever you notice is absolutely fine. Just experiencing your breath in every moment of it. Now moving on to the third stage of the breathing space. Expanding your awareness of breathing throughout your whole body. So allowing the awareness of the breath in the abdomen just to gradually seep out, to permeate through your whole body now. So holding your whole body from where you feel the contact with the floor, right up through the whole of your posture to the crown of your head. Holding your whole body in awareness. And noticing the sensations of the breath coming in and out of your whole body now. Just sitting here, the whole body breathing. Noticing this more spacious awareness as you breathe in and out of your whole body. And then as you hear the bell, bringing the practice to an end.
thank you. Okay. So let's see who we got. Hi Alison in Plumstead. Hi Ian. Ben's here in Peckham. Hi Lo. Pam's here.
Happy birthday, Pam.
Happy birthday, Pam. Yeah. We've got Anna's here, Cheryl, Louise, Cam, Joe. So yeah, good to have you all with us. And if you haven't put your name in, there's still time to do so. So yeah, just probably good to just sit easy. Maybe get out of your meditation posture if you are in your meditation posture. Give your legs a rest. So I'm just going to say a little bit now about this hindrance of sloth and torpor. Quite old-fashioned kind of words, aren't they? Sloth and torpor. I kind of quite like them as words, but not in the common vernacular. So what they mean is really it's this kind of state of heaviness of the body or dullness of the mind. So the sloth is a kind of mental aspect, this kind of mental dullness, and the torpor is the physical aspect, kind of a lethargic aspect of the body. And yeah, this particular hindrance is very easily confused with tiredness, kind of simple mental, physical tiredness, but it's definitely not that. Tiredness is good to attend to, isn't it, with rest and recuperation. But it can often mask this more deeper hindrance, which I'm actually going to call resistance. I'm not going to call it sloth and torpor, I'm going to call it resistance. Basically, resistance to doing anything which is going to elevate our chitta. That's a Buddhist word, a Pali word, chitta, which basically means heart mind. Anything which is going to elevate our heart mind or kind of expand our heart mind. Is this a kind of resistance to that? So in that sense, it kind of has some similarities with depression in a way. It has an overlap with depression. You've got kind of low, in depression, you've got kind of low mood and the physical aspect of low energy. And you might, as part of that kind of natural spectrum of emotion that we have, I'm sure we've all dipped into depression or more than dipped into depression at some time and can identify that aspect of resistance to doing the things which are going to kind of get you out of that. My personal version of that is I just want to be kind of left alone. I just want to be left alone. I just don't, at times, I just don't like want anything demanded of me. And it's a kind of, therefore, a reluctance to engage. I mean, luckily I've lived in communities now for many years, and so I never have really opportunity for this particular hindrance to kick in to its full extent, because there's always people there to get myself out of that sense of wanting to be left alone. It's impossible to be left alone. So that's really helped me actually. But yeah, I can recognise the state. I recognise that state of an unwillingness to do what is going to be good for us. Yeah. So there's all kinds of examples. You might resonate with any of these examples. So you might resonate with not wanting to meditate, just not wanting to get up. You might kind of dress it up even as being kind of kind. I want to be kind to myself. Put the old duvet up. It's just cold. I'm kind to myself. Tired. And often, if you kind of examine the state, it's just a reluctance to actually engage with your mind, engage with your actual experience. You just want to kind of hide. So you want to be left alone in a way. There's another example I'll use where we'll probably all noticed this, where going for a walk during lockdown is just a good thing to do, isn't it? It's a good thing to do, going for a walk in lockdown, kind of gets you moving. But sometimes you just, some days it's even just a bit painful to go out for a walk, even just go to the post office, having to engage with people, having to kind of get into this space of with other people. It could even just be something as simple as that, kind of resistance to going out and seeing people. And in the zone of communication, it could be that you don't want to make contact with friends, or you're just kind of hiding a little bit, even though you know all those things are going to be good for you. So resistance requires, there's some ways to approach that kind of resistance. We need to kind of stir energy for what's going to be of benefit to us. There's a lovely word in the Pali, virya, energy for the good. By good here, we mean anything which is going to expand our heart, mind, anything which is going to create more depth and more liveness in our experience, yeah. So, or get us in communication with other people. Virya, energy for the good. Lovely word. So there's ways to stir this virya. There's ways to stir this energy. Ways to kind of disturb this resistance. And one of them is recognising the consequences. So I don't personally do that thing of not getting up for meditation anymore, thinking it'd be comfortable. I just know it's just a waste of time. It's just like I'll lie there for like snoozing like 2-3 times. I'm just wasting my. So I'm neither up being, or you know, I'm just kind of in that resistant phase. So I just get up more often than not. Oh, okay, hit the odd snooze button. All right, hit the odd snooze button, but mostly I have to get up. So that's me learning not to that's learning about resistance, learning how to work with resistance. So we can recognise the consequences if we don't meditate, if we don't go for a walk, we don't ring that friend, if we just allow resistance to kind of harden in a way around us, kind of slowly bringing us more introverted in a kind of in a not helpful way. Yeah. So we can start to think about the consequences of not rousing virya, and then we can the other thing we can do is we can cultivate the opposite. So if we're noticing that resistance setting in, we can cultivate energy, and there's ways to do that. Well, not even, it's interesting this word, because it's energy for the good. So even like, I'm just thinking of tiredness. What would one do? How would one approach tiredness with some sense of energy for the good? Well, it's just attending to that, recognising, God, I'm just really tired at the moment. The last thing I need is like another kind of just sluggish night watching Netflix, you know, till like 11:30, 12, thinking that I'll then just drop off, you know, after all that stimulus. That's not going to be helpful. How about positive sleep routine where I kind of just get the tech off at a certain time, you know, have a shower, have a bath or whatever, read a book, go to bed early. So that's a kind of energy for the good. Can you see? You're kind of tending to what's going to be helpful in that way. So I think it's an interesting one, this idea of resistance. It's often paired with restlessness and worry. It's like the other side of restless and worry. Why is it the other side? Often, if we're prone to restlessness and worry during the day, it's just exhausted. We can just get exhausted by that, and then we just don't want anything to come near us. You know? We can get into resistance. You know, you can kind of notice sometimes that you move between the two. Okay, so getting into meditation now. So how do we recognise resistance or this sloth and torpor in our meditation. Basically, it's typified by a reluctance to engage, which may stop you. It may just mean that you don't even get to the meditation cushion at all, or when you get on it, you're just kind of you're not really, you just can't really get into it. You're not really into it. You don't have that desire to engage. Yeah, you're just kind of caught in resistance. So reluctance to engage. So there's some questions you can ask. If you're not engaging in the meditation, you can ask these questions to see if is it sloth and torpor. Yeah? What does it feel like physically in the body? Sloth and torpor feels heavy. Yeah. It feels like a sinking in the body, an uncomfortable sinking, not a tired. You know when you're great, end of the day in your favourite armchair in the front of the fire, end of the day, done a day's work. It's not that kind of tiredness. It's a heaviness of the body. And then you could ask yourself, what am I resistant to? Is there an underlying emotional state that you just don't want to engage with? Fear, overwhelm. There's a lot of that about the moment, isn't there? Just overwhelm, or just a kind of passivity, apathy that's kind of caught a hold of you. So is it a resistance in exploring those uncomfortable states? You can ask yourself the consequences. If I don't engage, where's this going to go? And we probably have all recognised how kind of resistance can lead to low mood, can kind of go downhill. So it's just, why don't we just accept that is where we're at and turn towards it? Yeah? So knowing the consequences, and then there's this cultivation of energy. There's this cultivation of energy, which is what I want to say a bit more about in this last part of the talk. So it can sound like, from what I'm saying, that mostly I'm talking about active energy. Yeah, I'm talking about a directed energy, a kind of course of action, like engaging with the stages of the meditation. And I've got to come back to the stages of the meditation, to come back to what we're doing, kind of active engagement. And that's really important. So that's, you could say, one aspect of energy, but it's only 50%. Very, very important, very, very important, that active energy, but only 50%. So what's the other 50%? The other 50% of energy that we're cultivation is receptivity. A receptive energy is not trying to make anything happen, but it is requiring a certain amount of effort to be open to what is happening. Yeah? You're not directing your mind, you're not gathering your energy together towards a course of action, but it's more receiving, it's more receptive. Oh, what's going on? That requires effort. It does require effort to access that state. So it's a balanced energy. Too active, too much activity becomes forcefulness, becomes a strained mind. And too receptive is just vague. It just can become vague and a little bit blobby, a bit unstructured. So we need to assess, in a sense, all the time in meditation. Yeah, what is this kind of balanced energy? Yeah, what do we need now? So we know when this hindrance isn't present, because an energized state, whether it be receptive or whether it be active, is with this curiosity, with this willingness to engage, is enjoyable. Yeah, there's a curiosity, there's an enjoyment, there's an interest there. You're leaning into something. How do we know it is present? We know it's present because there's this resistance to engagement, which I've said, and then there's this physical and mental predictable qualities of heaviness and mental dullness. So we're going to do the Metta Bhavana together. Metta Bhavana is a state of energy. It's a state of engagement. In a sense, you could say that's what metta, a large part of what metta is. It's a state of energy. So we're going to be turning towards cultivating that type of energy using the Metta Bhavana. And we're just going to be questioning from time to time, is there a resistance to wishing well? Yeah, is there resistance there to this well-wishing that we're encouraging in a way in ourselves? Yeah? So let's do that. We'll do it in the 5 stages. Metta from within, metta for a friend, metta for a neutral person, metta for someone we're having difficulty with, and then just this sense of expanding out from there. Yeah, and I'll guide us through those stages, just dropping in a few questions as we go to see, to just explore to some extent resistance and moving beyond resistance to a state of energy. Okay, let's have a go. So, whenever you're ready, just setting yourself into your meditation posture. And you don't need to remember anything I've said at all. I'll just be dropping in a few hints as we go along. So with the eyes closed, just noticing straight away the difference that makes in your experience. You can start to notice things that you didn't notice with your eyes open. When the onus is on sight, vision, here we can now start to sense more from what we can hear, the subtleties. In a way held in the space around us. Maybe we can even feel this space around us. And then there within that space, our body, we can feel directly. We can feel the sensations of the body. Maybe not a distinct outline, but definitely sensations of the body. A kind of sense of mass of the body. And where that mass contacts the ground, contacts the floor, you can feel more vivid sensation present there, under the feet. If our knees are touching the ground, we can feel that contact. And the back side, where it's touching the chair or the cushion, you can feel our mass dropping into the ground. And noticing in the area of the tummy, any holding on. Maybe subtle. Breathing into the tummy, just starting to soften Starting to let go. Feeling the upper body rising up. The area of the shoulder blades and the shoulders. Again, holding, letting go any subtle holding. Noticing around the area of the eyes and the forehead. Any tension, start to soften and let that go. The body at ease. It's all right to feel ease. Now coming down to the area of the heart centre, where the heart of the emotions, just feeling the physical sensations present there. Interestingly, they may not be confined just to the physical, where you feel the physical body to be. Getting a sense of metta, which could be like the sun warming, calming. In the first stage, metta from within. However we are, just now, infusing that with a kindly, warm, appreciative awareness. Don't try too hard, just however we are. Is there any resistance to warming our experience up in this way? Oh, just engagement, energy. Giving our attention to that. and no forcing. Just letting the system calm down. Opening ourselves to metta. No need to gear up, just easing into the next stage, bringing a good friend to mind, into this space of metta. Get a good sense of them. That's the active component, bringing them up close, getting a good sense of your good friend. Maybe even saying their name to yourself silently a couple of times. Opening the metta towards your good friend. Wishing them well. Any resistance there to wishing your good friend well. Oh, just engagement, energy. Giving your attention to that. So no forcing. Just keep letting the system calm down. Just still taking it easy. Let's let your good friend fade. Bring to mind somebody who you don't feel strongly about. You neither like or strongly dislike. Someone who doesn't show up very strongly in your mind, and just bring them up close. This is the active component. Who is this person? Opening with the metta, wishing them well. Any resistance to wishing this person well. Oh no, just opening your heart, giving attention to that. Energized, calm. Not forcing. And just letting this person go. And now bringing to mind somebody you're having some difficulty with at the moment. Get them up close. This is the active component. Getting a sense of them. Can we come into relation with this person? At least in our mind. Noticing any resistance in the body or in the mind. And letting it go. Starting to let go. Starting to ease into a sense of openness towards this person. And staying at ease in the body, not forcing. Just getting a sense of expanding your metta out past people you've been spending time with in the meditation, and just starting to open in the 4 directions in front, to the right side, behind, to the left side, above and below. Allowing the metta to expand out. And why not? Why not feel metta for all beings? That's a state of complete fearlessness, state of complete energy. Now, relaxing any effort we're making at all. Coming back to this sense of groundedness, contact with the ground, in the body, and this sense of meditating with others in the community, whether near or far. Okay.
Okay, so thank you, Machinara. It's a lovely meditation. I guess I was thinking during the talk of just how much of it really struck a chord with me, actually, and thinking I've had quite severe depression at times, and even outside of those periods I've had quite negative thoughts and feelings, and I really associated that sort of real deep sense of torpor and heaviness that comes along for me, that shows up for me when I feel like that, and that kind of internal battle because for many years I've known the best thing I can be doing with that is to meditate every day. That's what really helps me. And yet just that resistance to that in the moment. So I'll wake up like really early, not feeling very good. I know that, you know, that's extra opportunity to practice, and yet it's like really like sort of like working with that. And you know, my habitual response has been at those times to try and zone out on something. So to look at my phone, look at some like, you know, stuff on the internet that feels like a really superficial distraction, but actually isn't that deeply satisfying. And it's been a real like sort of work progress, I think, at those times to sort of realise that that's not the best thing, you know, for me to be doing, and actually to try and help connect to meditation. And I think that the thing that's made the difference for that really has been the community and having the classes and, you know, being able to meditate with others. I think that the best meditations I ever have are when I'm meditating with others, even like online and everything, listening at home. And I just feel that energy come up for me then, and it helps me connect. I feel like the openness, the warm-heartedness towards my friends here, and then that just helps me let go of the resistance, and then the energy that I was putting into avoiding things just can release then into this like more creative energy. So I suppose it's, yeah, that's for me that really helps. And I was thinking of like the energy that we all put in to the community, and that we all contribute to that, whether it's like, you know, doing things as part of a team, or even showing up at, you know, at home and showing up for the classes and being part of our community here and coming to our community lounge and thinking about things with us. So like contributing energy to this is something which all of us can do. And I suppose that made me think too that, you know, that there's other ways we can contribute as well to sort of keeping things going and growing, and just to remind you that we rely on, you know, your donations too, your financial donations to keep the classes going. So, you know, please do contribute if you can to the classes. Jack will put a link in the chat. And, you know, we ask for £10 if you can afford it for working, or £5 if you're on wage. But really, whatever you're moved to give is really warmly accepted, and it helps us like sort of contribute with what we're trying to get going really with our community. So thank you for that. And then just lastly, just in terms of announcements, another chance to come together with all of us is this Sunday, where we have a Parinirvana festival. And Parinirvana is a really important time in our Buddhist calendar. It sort of marks like, you know, the end of the Buddha's time as a human being on earth. And it's a chance for us to sort of like think about death from a Buddhist perspective. It's always like a really moving like ritual, and you can come if you haven't done rituals before, just come and try it out. And that's at 4:30 this Sunday. And Jack, I think we'll put a link in Zoom for that as well. So yeah, thank you.
Good. Yeah, thanks, Lisa. And I think it's really, yeah, that Parinirvana Day seems to really come at such a key time in the year, you know, kind of the darkness of the weather and so on, and also the way just things are at the moment. That something that Buddhism can really do is this perspective on sickness and death is very, very open-hearted perspective on death. So if you're interested in that, I really encourage you to come along to that ritual with Sulika. So that brings us to the end of the first half, and the second half is a chance to cultivate virya, cultivate energy for the good. So we'll be carrying on the discussion in the discussion lounge, and just click on that. Jack's got the links up now. Just click on that, and Pam will welcome you in, and then there'll be time for tea and toilet break before the discussion gets going. And that will all wrap up by 9:15. So still plenty of time to unwind for the rest of the evening. So that's the second half. So I hope you enjoy tea, and I hope you enjoy the second half of this evening.